の夜も
Hello, hello, hello.
Howdy, howdy.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. It's the Otaku Podcast, and I have here with me Jordan. We've had him here before. Thank you for joining us.
Of course.
And as always, Jonathan. We got a good show for you today, mostly because there's a lot of good shows out. We wouldn't have a lot to talk about if there
wasn't. Overwhelmed with just looking at that schedule and just, oh boy,
it's hard to keep up.
No free time for me anymore.
If this was like the only thing that I did, then I'd probably have no problem keeping up. But we both have jobs outside of this, so this is just for fun.
There are those people out there that just binge through. We were actually donating plasma this week, and
it's probably a good time to do that, to watch.
Oh yeah, I usually
catch up on
somewhere between 3 and 4 episodes in.
Nice.
So this guy, we were just waiting in line, and starts talking to the other guy. Oh yeah, I started One Piece like a month ago, and I'm in Wano, and Big Mama just washed up on the beach. Like,
whoa,
you are, you have a little too much free time, perhaps.
Yeah.
So crushed it in a month.
I feel like Josh, our other brother, he powers through pretty fast, but that's nuts.
Yeah, that's like another level.
One Piece, that's difficult to. If he's using One Piece, it's still difficult, but
yeah,
it seems more likely.
I'm slow boating it. I'm actually in the 200s where they've fought Frankie, or at least Luffy's fought him once so far, and they found out that Robin was the one that tried to kill Iceberg for reals, and then now they're just waiting outside the manor for when Robin's going to sneak attack, and that's right where I cut off. So, like 242, I think, is where I'm at.
Nice.
So, lots happened. I finally saw why the rift happened between Usopp and Luffy.
Oh, yeah, where they...
About the boat going merry.
Yeah, they, they temporarily kick him off of the crew.
Threw down because you didn't try hard enough to fix the Mary. Yeah, we did, but you get it because Kaya is a big part of his life, and that's that was a gift from her. So Usopp was taking it harder than anyone, I think. So they haven't patched it up yet, but I know obviously since you're both ahead of me so far that a lot changes. So
yeah, you're less than a fourth of the way through, so
yep,
you got a ways, but considering how many there are,
I feel like I've made good progress.
Yeah,
but yeah, I usually get somewhere between 6 to 9 episodes a day if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
So
I think it's interesting though, because I certainly gear more towards the mainstream stuff, and I think people watching this might think, it's surprising that you haven't watched One Piece, but at the same time, you watch a lot of other things that aren't so mainstream. So you play the games that a lot of people wouldn't traditionally play, not like the stereotypical popular ones, as well as anime shows. So you kind of fit as far as like what I watch and I read and what I play, you fill in that gap. Because I obviously don't play a lot of games, and I kind of just keep up with what's coming out.
Yeah.
So I pick and choose, like, okay, I like these shows, but they're and then I watch them, and I'll keep up on them, and then I'll move on to the next thing. But I don't know. It's hard to even keep up in it because there's so much. But I mean, I enjoy it. I like having so much to pick from.
Yes, it is good. I remember there was a meme a while ago that I'd read when Sherlock was really popular, and they have this like, here's this big array of big name actors, and it's like, who's your favorite character? The gremlin in the back that you can't even see. Like, sometimes I feel like I like those shows a little bit more. Yeah. That's more interesting.
Yeah. Well, that's another point to make is just because you said gremlin, because like that just reminded me, because you watch a lot of movies that maybe aren't super popular. Like, I don't think they're like B movies, but they're just not. You watch the popular ones and the non-popular ones.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I could catch up to you on what movies and other movies that you've seen. Because like Gremlins, I don't even remember Gremlins.
Yeah.
Like, I think I watched some of it, and I was like, yeah, I was pretty young, but
yeah. But yeah, there's some fun stuff out there, and then obviously watch them just to mock some of the dumber ideas that they come out with. But it's just fun to waste a little bit of time, but also unwind after having a long, stressful day. So
yeah, for sure. So we did have kind of so we had Nathan on last time, and he kind of gave us his take from on Solo Leveling for someone who only watched 3 episodes.
Yes.
And he doesn't watch anime like he's watched a total of 3 animes.
Yeah, I was gonna say
he's very particular, and it's just not entirely his jam. But
yeah,
that's okay. But for someone who like you, who kind of watches, the less mainstream, and I've watched some of the new mainstream, what do you think of the 4 episodes that you have watched?
I liked the pacing so far. It picked up pretty good. I mean, it got a good groundwork of who these people are, why they're doing what they're doing, and their motivations. This whole idea of the second awakening being possible, and then there's this third option that Jinwoo falls into. It's basically, second awakening plus, like,
yep,
premium. I thought that thing with the penalty quest was extra.
He's like,
oh, you didn't work out today?
Doing that.
Yeah, chased for 4 hours by giant death worms. I will not forget ever again, I promise.
Yep. I don't think it's spoiling too much to say, but that is not the last time that happens.
Yeah, I'm sure, because he probably gets so wound up in all the things he's doing. It's like, oh no.
I will say perhaps. If I say anything more, it's spoilerish. But I've been impressed with it so far. I'm glad that they're doing it justice. The anime community has been wanting this for a long time. And I got through the manhwa. I definitely recommend anybody who is watching this, it depends on what you like to do. I'm super impatient, so I'm gonna read all the way through, and I'm gonna keep up on the anime, and I might read it again once the anime is finished, or even the season is finished.
Yeah,
it depends on how good the show is, and this is that kind of show where I feel like I'm at a cliffhanger every single episode. I'm like, come on, keep going.
Yeah, that end credit scene just kind of sneaks up. Oh, it's done. Oh, okay.
It kind of sucks because I'm watching it, and I I know what's going to happen. I'm just like, how much are they going to put into this episode?
Yeah.
And I always feel like I'm getting gypped. So,
yeah.
Regardless, it makes sense where they're starting and stopping, and I'm impressed with it. I like the power scaling that they have, even outside of his power scaling. So they kind of kept with the traditional scaling,
the E to S ranks for the adventurers, hunters, as they call them, I guess.
Yep. And then he has his special way of leveling up, and which is kind of, I don't think anybody here would mind leveling up like a video game. Like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna grind for a while and get strong, and there's not really a reverse. Like, you're not gonna go down levels, you're always working your way up. So
yeah, I was gonna say those first 2 episodes, I was very surprised just how, this starts off pretty good, and nope, just straight. I think Josh, when I was talking to him before I came over, they went from fluffy bunnies kind of to the Kami got kill.
Yes.
Like, oh, everyone dies. I don't care. You hardly know them. Too bad, they're dead anyways. So it doesn't matter. But
they're a little bit more balanced than, say, JJK or Akame got kill. I think JJK and Akame got kill are similar. They just kill everybody off. They don't quite do that with this show. There's more of a balance.
Yeah.
They don't kill too much. They don't kill too little. But
it was fun to see how, even though he's considerably the weakest, that he has a really sharp mind. So, I mean, he was the one that got him through that trial and allowed at least half of them to get out.
Yep.
So,
yeah, he and that's kind of one of his key skills is he knows how to survive, and he's very good at perceiving things.
How'd you know? I just had a feeling.
He has good instincts.
Yes.
So
very much so. So I kind of empathize with Daniel a bit as far as the wanting it all to be done before I start.
Yeah,
I too am impatient, but I do know how to be patient. I just don't like it all the time.
We've been spoiled with a lot of shows where they just come out with the entire thing, especially like Netflix, where they had One Piece come out and it was the entire thing.
Yep,
that was awesome. And it would be nice if they did that, but at the same time, it's with all of the shows that they have right now, it's a little overkill.
Yeah.
At least for me to try to watch them at night. I'm gonna watch this before I go to bed.
2 hours later.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think we've grown up with having to wait a week for everything, and
yep.
They still do that with mangas. I think Black Clover is like on a quarterly release on their manga now.
Okay.
Like they kind of stopped, and now they're on a quarterly release. Like there's a lot of concern whether they were going to even finish it.
Yeah.
But they're at least they are going to finish it. Sadly, it seems like it's going to be a bit rushed.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they're doing that. And that's where that reminds me, just to let everybody know, Daniel is out this week because he is at a show, a Vickeblanka show, And if you don't know who that is, it's the artist who does Black Rover and Black Catcher for Black Clover. So if you don't know what those are, look them up. They're good songs, really good songs. I'm jealous. So he said he's going to take some videos. So be looking out for probably some shorts and TikTok about that.
Nice.
So another I guess segue to plugging. I do want to mention that Jordan also has his own YouTube channel. I don't know what you just do the JBOBs movie reviews. You have a website, JbobsMovieReviews.com.
Yep. It's JbobsMovieReviews Movie Reviews and then JBob's Corner for the YouTube handle.
Nice. Cool. Check him out. He does, as the name implies, he does movie reviews.
I also do every now and then rants and weird laws.
Weird laws. There's a lot of those.
Yes. Like wrestling alligators is illegal on certain days, or keeping an ice cream in your back pocket. Found some interesting ones. Just saying.
All those times I put my ice cream cone in my back pocket, and I'm a criminal.
A license to melt. Oh wait, I don't.
I feel like you're punishing yourself enough. Why does the law have to get involved?
Pretty much. So
my rocky road.
It's gonna be a rocky trip back home.
My crunchy seat. You said you were playing some games as well. Some new games.
Yes. They're both not new, but they are new to the consoles that they're on. So Star Ocean, the second story R, I guess it's for remake, for a game that originally came out on the PS1. JRPG, it's pretty fun.
I remember you playing Star Ocean.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
It had been. I never finished it on the PS1, so I finally finished it on the PS5 now.
Cool.
And after I finished it, I got a little bit overwhelmed because as you're going through, you can pick up different party members. Oh, okay, it's just that one. And then during the end credits roll, it says, "Good job beating it. There are 99 more endings."
Oh, no.
So,
oh, boy.
I'm done for a minute. But the bright side silver lining to it is that you grind for quite a while. And I thought 100 was the level cap. It's not. You can keep going. I found that out because as you're going through the game, there's these little red aura clouds that are extra strong boss monsters. Like, I'm over 100. I'm like 110. I think I should be able to handle one. It's a little teddy bear that runs around like this big and just killed my party in about 10 seconds. Oh, man. It's like, oh, I am not ready for this.
You got murdered by a teddy bear.
Yep. I was like, what is happening? What? Oh, I'm dead. Oh.
All right.
So, but yeah, there's different people you can interact with, and you can decide whether or not they join your party. So, and certain people will join only if you have one or two other people in your party, and then the opposite's true. Like some people aren't even an option if you already picked this other person up. So I want to say there's somewhere around 20 or so different people, and you can have 6 people in your party. 4 active, and then 2, maybe 3 in the background. So I think up to 7. But it's a pretty fun game. It's on the PS1. Obviously, they had the little SNES sprite style for everything. And this one, they've basically taken real life shots, or what looks more real life, true to life, for everything except for the characters. And then some of the posters or whatever that are in the background as objects.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got rivers and streams and forests and all this, and this little 2D sprite running around.
Nice.
So I thought it was a little jarring at first, but then that's actually pretty fun. So
cool.
I want to say I beat it within 2 weekends, but I was playing it for almost 12 to 13 hours straight both times. So
basically took you a whole day.
Yes. And then if I didn't say it already, the other bright side is once you've finished the game once, you can do a new story, but you keep all of your progress, except for story-specific items or whatever.
Well, you said that you beat it, and then you can go back and you're like did you say it was 99%?
No, 99 total additional endings.
So 99 total. Yeah, so you would have to start over to be able to do those other endings.
Yeah.
And it's a lot faster to do that because you maintain everything. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So it is good in that it doesn't make repeating painful like some games. This is in one of the Tales games I played, Tales of the Abyss. You were able, depending on how well you played, you were able to rack up points. And then at the end of the game, you were given the opportunity to divvy up those points to decide what you wanted to carry over to your next playthrough. And if you didn't do very well, you could only bring over a few things. So it motivated you to get good. But I'll probably pick it up and play it again, see. Because when you start, you have the opportunity to play as either Claude, who is a space marine, not like Gears of War Space Marine or Master Chief, just a dude with a sword and a ray gun. And then Reyna, who you find out later in the game why she's important, but you can pick which one of those, and the story varies differently. Like you'll pick up different people. Some people are only available through Reyna or Claude's playthrough. So motivates you to play obviously more than once, so at least twice, so you can see exactly what's different. But then if you want to pick up those extra characters and see how much this story tweaks, so obviously there's a best ending. The first playthrough is obviously not the best ending. You can get a good ending, but it's
not the best.
More people survive and different things happen, but yeah.
The best ending is when everybody just dies. No. That's only if Gege Akutami is directing this.
Yep.
The JJK mangaka. Likes killing everyone.
And then the other game I played, Super Mario RPG. Originally came out on the Super Nintendo, and that game was very hard to pick up a physical copy of. I think it's still, if you can find a reasonable copy for about $100, but it can go upwards of a couple hundred, I want to say. But It was weird idea because you're doing a traditional JRPG kind of with Mario characters. And I actually beat it in one playthrough, but to be fair, I did just do it on the easy mode because I wanted to enjoy the story.
Sure.
But yeah, I've cranked it out in a single day, another 12, 13-hour grind session, but it was pretty good.
I usually do normal mode or easy mode, depending, for the first playthrough, and then I'll increase the difficulty.
Yeah, once you get a handle on how the system works, because it had been a while since I played it. It has one of those timing things, but it doesn't tell you it does.
Yeah.
There's no press this at this time to little key hints when you go through, and I just did it suddenly kind of for emphasis. Oh, that actually helped. Okay. Oh, there's a counter over there that's going up. I'm going to keep doing this. So I learned by accident, but I think the funniest thing is Bowser in that game because he joins Mario's party.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just constantly whining the whole time, basically thinking he's this big bad boss, and you find out how not in control he is most of the time. His underlings just constantly humor him throughout. These are my new minions. Like, yeah, okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But
I got the game for Finn.
yeah.
Just my son, he's 7. Because he loves Mario, but he's so into Minecraft right now that he's just like not giving it any attention. So I'm surprised he hasn't played it. But I might end up playing it before he does, because it's been out for a minute. But I got it for him because he's always had this obsession with Mario. But he's super into Minecraft right now, and mods and and he just ran out of space on his Switch because he added too many mods. So I'm having to go in and delete them, and hopefully we'll get around to playing that, because it seems pretty fun.
It is good.
Yeah, cool. I do need to give my weekly anime update. My WoW.
Nice.
Spelled completely wrong. So obviously we talked about Solo Leveling. I'm not going to go into episode 5 right now because I want Jordan to watch it and enjoy it, because they're really getting into the nitty gritty now.
Nice.
Of his abilities and kind of what he, shaping how the rest of the show is going to be.
Nice.
But I did watch another episode of Buchigiri. If you don't know, Buchigiri is just kind of like a show about a kid. Or he's not a kid. It's always a kid in school, in high school or whatever, right? But it's one of those hooligan gang hierarchy schools.
Okay.
Or has like gang rivals, and he kind of just wants to not he wants to not be a virgin anymore. And that's his motivation. So there's a girl there, and he wants to date her, and she doesn't really have any interest in him. But she seems to have somewhat of a brother complex, which is always interesting. Is the word I'll use. But because she does, she kind of just wants to use the main character as a means to, like, be closer to her brother, and he has no idea. But but he also was able to somehow get a genie that essentially can merge with him and give him a power up. Because they're gang rival schools. He ends up getting recruited into one of them, and he occasionally has to fight somebody. And that genie kind of merges with him and allows him to fight better.
Nice.
So it's a little interesting. I'm not sure if it's starting to get a little bit. It's slowing down for me. I hope it gets more interesting. I'm gonna finish it regardless, but the last episode was kind of like, okay.
Felt kind of fillery.
It just didn't feel like there was a lot of depth. I mean, the show doesn't have a lot of depth in general. It's supposed to just be fun, but I'm also kind of just expecting more to happen, and it's progressing a little too slow for me.
Yeah.
But that's that one. Mashal is continuing. I don't know how much of you've watched of Mashal. They have 17 episodes out now.
Okay. I haven't watched any yet. I want to. It looks really funny.
It is quite funny. I mean, you're not really missing plot in any way. Not really. I mean, there is a plot, but it's also not deep.
Yeah.
Even less so than Bujigiri.
I was going to say the main character is basically compensating for having no magic ability by being overly strong.
Yeah, he just punches his way through everything, and that hasn't changed.
Okay.
The most recent guy he fought, there's like 13 special grade wands in the world, and this particular guy has one of those that he's fighting, and it essentially makes it so when he hurts himself, it hurts the other person. So the damage he inflicts on himself affects the other person that he's fighting.
Yeah.
So if he like stabs himself in the arm, Mashal gets stabbed. Like the effect hits Mashal.
It's like a reverse voodoo doll.
Yeah, and of course, it's not good enough to kill Mashal. Mashal just keeps punching his way through, and
yeah,
I guess the interesting part is the guy can't feel any of the pain, and he hasn't felt any pain his entire life. And he's like, I still haven't met the person that can cause me to feel pain. Like he actually wants to, just to like experience it.
Yeah.
And Mashal's the one who like breaks through and is able to cause him that pain, and he's like, "This sucks."
What are you expecting?
It sure does, buddy. You should stop being a jerk, because he was like, hurting a lot of people, and he doesn't feel anything and doesn't really care.
Yeah.
So, he was a bad guy because of that.
Makes sense.
But I think it ended on. It wasn't super clear, but I think it ended on. He feels bad for causing other people that kind of pain.
Yeah.
Next one, Unwanted Undead Adventure.
I saw the little trailers for this, and I wanted to see it. I've started downloading it, so
it's pretty
I'll
good.
See if I can watch it side by side with Solo Leveling now.
Yeah, I recommend it.
Because he went from being human to being killed, and now he's working his way back up the monster hierarchy to become as close to human as possible.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Yeah, and he's he likes, for the most part, he likes where he's at right now, despite being right now he's a ghoul. I guess, yeah. He's just able to level up and get stronger faster in that form.
Nice.
Unfortunately, there are some drawbacks that you will find.
Yeah, imagine holy magic is
maybe
in there.
Maybe
typical undead bane,
perhaps.
But
I am watching Ragna Crimson. I kind of slowed down on that because I felt like it was slowing down a bit. But I feel like that's a good one to review with Daniel, because he's catching up on that one.
Nice.
My instant death ability is overpowered, which it kind of speaks for itself. He still just has this ability where you can look at something or look at someone or seemingly anything, and it'll just drop dead. It'll just cease from working. Like I feel like if it's a robot, then it'll just like stop working. But the obvious one is if it's a living being, then it will die. The wrong way to use healing magic. The main character on that one is finally, he started out being summoned with other heroes. The two other heroes were training on their own, but they were more of like a combatant roles.
Yeah,
he's in a healer role, so he's training with the healers. But
there's more than one. I thought it was just the one psycho.
Well, there are other healers, and in the group that he's training with, there's only the one other actual healer that has like the same ability. There are other healers who have that ability, in the world, but they don't train like she does, and she's kind of a psycho and trains very intensely. So he's making a lot of progress really fast, and
that's good.
He is regrouped with at least one of the other heroes now, and they're kind of getting a taste for like, okay, their training versus the training that I've done as a healer is quite different. But yeah, well, I think that's all we have time for today. But next week I'll have Daniel back on here. But I do want to thank Jordan again for stopping by physically.
Yep.
He was in town, so I appreciate that. And I think next time Daniel will just be reporting on his visit to Denver, because he's going to go to a bunch of shops, and obviously he was going to go to that concert. So we'll ask him about that next time. But till then, thanks for joining in. See you on the next one.
See ya.